pharaohs dined like gods, yet one simple drink was forbidden to them: milk. Why would the rulers of Egypt, who held the world in their hands, turn away from the drink of life? In the golden sands of the Nile Valley, where temples reached for the sun and kings carved their names into eternity, the story of milk becomes more than food. It becomes a symbol of purity, power, and fear. For the common farmer, milk was a quiet blessing. Goats, sheep, and cattle gave nourishment to those who toiled beneath the blazing Egyptian sun. It was practical, it was filling, and in a land where bread and beer sustained daily life, milk was sometimes a rare addition. But for the Pharaoh, the son of Ra, things were different. To drink milk was not only unnecessary, it was unthinkable. For Egypt's rulers, milk was tangled with ritual, with impurity, with the raw, untamed force of animals. A pharaoh's body was sacred, a vessel of divine order. To consume milk was to blur the line between God and man, between king and herdsman. Ancient texts whisper that milk carried the scent of chaos, the substance of beasts, not of gods. The Nile gave grain, the gods gave wine, but milk? Milk belonged to the world below, not the world above. And yet, outside the palace walls, milk was everywhere. Poured into children's mouths, stirred into medicines, used in healing by priests who knew its strange powers. For the people, milk was life. For the Pharaoh, it was a threat. This divide between ruler and ruled, between sacred and ordinary, reveals the deeper mystery. Why did something so small carry so much meaning? And so, at the royal feasts of Egypt, where gold cups overflowed with wine, where fruits from distant lands were set upon the tables, you will never find a vessel of milk. Its absence speaks louder than its presence. The answer lies in the Pharaoh's fear of being made mortal, a fear we must uncover as the story unfolds. The Pharaoh's fear was not of milk itself, but of what it represented. In Egypt, kings were not men, they were gods upon the earth, heirs of Ra, destined for eternity. To drink milk, the lifeblood of animals, was to remind themselves of their own flesh, their own dependence, their own weakness. And weakness was the one thing a god could never show. Milk tied the body back to infancy, to the helplessness of birth, to the mortal cycle of need. For the common people, this was life. For the Pharaoh, it was a dangerous reminder that beneath the crown, he too was mortal. The priests reinforced this divide. Bread, beer, honey, and wine were sacred gifts of the earth, but milk was tethered to the animal world. Too base, too human, too impure for the divine. Even in death, the rejection held fast. Tombs overflowed with golden jars of wine, baskets of bread, honeycombs, and sacred offerings. But no milk was ever sealed away for the journey to eternity. To carry it into the afterlife was to carry mortality itself, and for a pharaoh that was unthinkable. And so, across dynasties, the silence of milk remained. On the fields, the people drank it for strength. In temples, it was used cautiously for medicine. But in the palaces of kings, it was banished. Too dangerous a symbol for those who claimed to be divine. The pharaohs of Egypt built pyramids to defy death, carved their names into stone to outlast time, and ruled as living gods. But when it came to milk, they turned away. For in a single cup of white liquid lay the truth they could never face, that even gods were mortal flesh.